Welcome to Blog Talk Radio. Please enter your host PIN. When finished, press the pound key. I'm sorry, but I did not hear you press at least 4 digits of your PIN. Welcome to Blog. But I did not hear you press at least 4 digits of the PIN number. Welcome to Blog Talk Radio. Please. Welcome to Blog Talk Radio. Please enter your host PIN. When finished, press the pound key.
To start your show now, press 1. To hear important instructions.
Since it appears you're calling back into a live show, we are reconnecting you now. Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Jesus Christ. All right. Good, Johnson. We good. Coming down to it. Sexy. All right. That was enough, Johnson. That was enough. Damn it. Always something. Who's this? Oh, okay. This is important. What up, Johnsons? How y'all doing? My name is Tim Black. Welcome to Tim Black Show on a Friday. That's right, it's Freedom Friday. How y'all doing, man? What's up, man? Freedom Friday in the house. What's going on? What's the happenings? Got this all? Okay, I got that. Okay, so. I want to say what's up to my people on Facebook, my people on YouTube, my people on Twitch. Do I have to even say Twitch? There's so few people on Twitch. Okay, hey, Twitch, what's up? What the hell? Might be someone out there wants to get embraced by the community. What is the goings on, people? Let me check and make sure they can hear my voice. They were loud and clear, that we're in the house. See if the magic is working, Johnson. Let's see what we got. Who in here? See, there you go, Tim. I tell you, the phone lines weren't trying to act right there for a minute. I had to try like 4 or 5 times. It's like going back to the old days of having problems. Like, what's happening, man? But yeah, we're back in the house, Johnson. Keith Weston's in the house. Good up for Keith Weston. Look at Keith Weston out the gate. Supporting the show. Out the gate. I didn't even get set up and Keith Weston's on the line hooking up the show. Thank you, Keith Weston, for being who you are. One of the major supporters of this show and keeping the lights on, man. Thank you so much for what you do, brother. Keith Weston says, Peace TV, Wolfpack family, another Freedom Friday Johnsons, but this, I'm slammed at work tonight, so I had to jump on and spread that Johnson love. I'll be watching I get home and love. Cut the check, Wolfpack, Freedom Friday, B1, booyah. You make sure you listen back to the show, man, because this is going to be a very, very insightful show, brother. You're going to like this show tonight, man. It's going to make you proud, hopefully, to be a Wolfpack member. So we got our moderators in the house. We got D in the house, Dave and Melfa. We got the crowd going, sign of the times. I got 3 wrenches. I got Alicia Feliciano. I got Craig in the house. What's up, Craig? What's up, man? Yo, what up? That is crazy, Johnson. So, and we are doing what we do normally on a Friday, which is to get this thing kicked off. We got phone lines open. 319-527-6212 is the number that you dial into. It's the number that you dial into. So what's up? Wow. I got a lot going on here, man. We got, tonight is going to be interesting. Oh, let me start off tonight's show by saying if you ever thought about running for Congress or a dog catcher or a person with a spatula chasing the bad guys out of your neighborhood or any other position, if you ever thought about running for public office, I got to highly recommend to you my brothers over at the Clickbait Political Thirst Trap, Mondale and Marcus and Mondale, the dynamic duo, to go over there and check out their latest broadcast that covered electoral politics, how it works, why it works, and how you can make it work for you. What about it you need to know if you want to run for office? Because, see, I'm like, and I love what these guys are doing. First of all, let me give my props, man. Let me get some props out. Okay? I love what these guys are doing because they have a certain skill set. Besides being very articulate, very bright, very smart, very wise, having a very forward-thinking view of politics, being in touch with not just brown people, not just brown skin, not just black people, but be in touch with issues that affect black people and let that be the center focus, the focus of their politics. And then there are Americans and humanitarians and all that good stuff. But they are so knowledgeable in the electoral world, like running elections, being candidates for elections, canvassing, driving the media, the communications, managing, campaign management, get out the vote efforts. These guys are so knowledgeable. 20 years experience. And anyway, so go check them out because the latest episode on this is very eye-opening. It's not magic. It's not magic how we get to the point where people are able to run for office. And it's not magic that giving yourself a shot to win. And it's not magic how you get endorsements. And it's not magic and how you can kick some ass. Because a lot of my friends, man, I understand their frustrations. But if you want to change things in America, electorally is one of the ways in which that's done. And I'm going to prove that tonight because my first story tonight, and I'm going to skip the monologues, man. My first story, and I'm going to get right into it because it's seamless with what Marcus and Mondale were just talking about. So I'm on Twitter, and someone hits me up with a tweet, and they're like, Tim Black, this is what we've been trying to tell you about the Red Rose people, which are the socialists, right? The Red Rose is socialists, right? That's what the Red Rose stands for, guys. D, Rhonda, the Red Rose, that's for them, right? Yeah, Mondale running for mayor. Yeah. So Red Rose is socialists. So I'm not mistaken, that's it. That's what they were. They put the Red Roses in their avatars, and that's those guys. And they were like, Tim, we told you about the Red Rose people. See what I tell you? What did we tell you? They don't support black people. They don't care about black issues. What did I tell you? And we really got some lag because no one's responding. And then they went on to send me a link to a person on Twitter, a white woman on Twitter based on her avatar, her picture. And she was complaining about a new bill. A new bill that just passed the House called the Crown Act, the CROWN Act. And that means, and that's an acronym. The act of creating a respectful and open world for natural hair. That's the Crown Act, creating a respectful and open world for natural hair. And in this clip, there was Chantel Brown, who was the opponent to Nina Turner in Ohio, on the House floor talking about black women's hair, talking about black hair. And it was a very short clip, less than 60 seconds. And I think the imagery of this woman, Chantel Brown, talking, who a lot of progressive-minded folks are really upset that this person was able to win that seat over Nina Turner, who we feel is really progressive, over this more centrist, milquetoast, yet more embraced by the Democratic establishment individual. So that's the first thing. That's why this woman probably saw this clip, 60-second clip of Chantel talking and was instantly turned off right there. That's enough to turn people off. Okay? But then to hear her talking about hair and how we need to pass a bill so that people could wear their natural hair. So they would not be discriminated against about their hair. I don't think that the person who responded to the tweet who's like dumping on this legislation knew what it was about. So this person on Twitter was letting me know about it because she wanted to educate. She wanted to rub it in my face and say, hey, see, I told you, Tim. What did I tell you, Tim, about these socialists? They don't care about black issues. They don't care about us. See? Told you, Tim. And see, this is why it's important to have a Tim Black show. This is why this show is important. Because I see what the sister's saying when she says, look at this white lady talking about this bill that impacts my life, not just my life, but will impact my children's lives, my cousins, my neighbors, and she could care less. I understand the frustration and how that's insulting for this person who, just because this bill does not impact her, sees no need for it. I get it, man. I totally get it. Here's the thing that we got to think about, and I know it's tiresome, it's frustrating, it's boring as hell. Maybe the white lady just don't know what the hell she's talking about. See, sometimes people don't know what they're talking about. They mean well, they just don't know better. That's our job. And that's why this show is important, right? Because the show, we give people the information. I got it. Now, this is my feeling. This person who saw Chantel Brown talking, first of all, I would like to, and I respect, and she just automatically went back in her head to, this is some bullshit. This is Clyburns' person. This is going to be some performative nonsense. Like, we're going to put black people on a $1 bill or black people on a quarter or something, on a $2 bill. Or give them a holiday, or maybe a hip-hop day or something. Maybe there'll be R&B weekend. Meanwhile, we can't get this, we can't get health care, we can't get student loan debt refusal, we can't get erasure on student loan debt, we can't get stimulus, we can't get shit. Then they go again pandering to black people, insulting black people, and I'm saying that what black people say, screw you. Now, I know that's all wishful thinking. But I'm just going to go with that. I'm going to go with that because that's what I think. Now, this person could be a right-winger conservative who's brought into propaganda that this is nonsense. See, I tend to believe people don't know what they don't know. You have to tell them. And once they know, then all bets are off. Roast them. Roast away, Johnson. Roast away. But first, we got to take the time, man. And look, I get it. If I didn't have this show, and if I didn't have several gotcha moments over the course of 10 years, where I think a person's going left because they're an asshole, only to find out they were going left because they didn't know, and then when they asked a question that was annoying as fuck, or they made a statement that really, really raked my nerves, man, that they just didn't know. Because they live in white world. And white world doesn't have to visit black world. See, black world lives within white world. And black people have to know a whole lot more about white people than white people have to know about black people. They are the dominant society. A black person, a black man can't survive America without knowing how shit works or how white people look at him. Question, how many black guys during the start of this epidemic, this pandemic, how many of you were feeling weird as hell being able to wear a mask going in the store? Come on now. Do you think look, I don't know about you, but when I went in the store, when this first kicked off, man, and I'm going to say a little longer than when it first kicked off, I felt kind of unsafe wearing a mask. See, my white friends were not feeling safe wearing it because they thought it didn't work because of they saw something on Tucker or someone said something on the internet that said the masks were bad for you. I thought it was unsafe to wear because I'm a black guy, and I'm scary enough as is. Yeah, I'm scary enough as is. Two white people. I'm from black world. Get what I'm saying? Black world is always aware that black is black, and black has to navigate white. But white people don't navigate black. And America, never think people take for granted, America's really segregated. America is really segregated to the point where you could be white in America and know no black people. You don't have to have any as friends, not because you're an asshole, just because there's none that live around you. You can live in a neighborhood. There's no black people, and even if there are, you may not even kick it with one another. White people can work on jobs where there are no black people. I've been a contractor at a company that I had to go to do some work for, whatever, back in another life, and I'd be the only black person there. How many times you think white people have jobs that they go to where they're the only white person there, and everybody else is black? So what I'm saying is, we jump to conclusions based on what our perception of reality is, what our perception of normal is. And sometimes I think we miss the point that America's really, really screwed up. It's not as diverse as they try to make it seem on Fox News. It's not as diverse. Everybody's not going to put on the dashiki and do a fake knee like Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer. Right? Scratch that. My point is this, guys. I understand, man, it's annoying as hell. But over the course of 10 years, family, I had to learn that not every white person that calls a show that says something weird or asks us silly questions, ask it because they're a troll. And sometimes allies will say things, they think they're cool. Like, I bet you this white woman thought, let me blast Chantel Brown for disrespecting black people. We're like, hold on, you know what you're talking about. So they roasted the white lady, and not, they roasted her because this particular bill, and that's another thing, guys. The Democrats are very sneaky. They could give you 10 things that make you go, get out of here, Democrats, I hate you. Go, get. And then they'll do one thing. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, okay, we need that. That's good. That's why they're the Democrats. That's why they're Democrats. This is one of those one things, those one-offs that you go, oh, okay. I was about to shit on you, but this was kind of important. So I'm going to save it for next time. That's the whole problem with Democrats. Occasionally, they will do something that you're like, this is not great, but it's a better life for us if this thing works. It's not everything. I'm not saying it's everything. It's not reparations. It's not a black agenda. If all we're going to do is say, until it's reparations or a black agenda, nothing else matters. Well, first of all, that ain't reality. Because people still got to live and eat. People still have to live indoors. It would still be nice not to be shot dead in the street by cops. It would still be good to have water that's clean, air that's breathable, food that doesn't give you cancer. It would still be kind of a good idea, if the babies could, live to see their first birthday, the moms could go home with their children and not die on the operating table or soon thereafter during postpartum. These things are still important. We can't have $100 in the one-track mind. $100 in the one-track mind. Yeah. $100 in the one-track mind. You can't have $100 in the one-track mind, Johnson. You have to be able, once again, to multitask. Because just like this Crown Act is not everything, it is something. So I want people to know. I try to be patient. It's not easy. I'm born knowing that black women, particularly black women, how they get treated due to hair. Black men too, but I'm going to go with women first. I've grown up knowing that black women are looked at a certain way with their hair. I've known that ever since I was old enough to know about hair and my mama doing her hair. My mama. Okay? So I've known these things about hair and about black women, and in society, dominant society, aka white folks, and businesses, and what's considered professional, what's not. Black is not considered professional. If your suit look too black, if your tie look too black, if your hair look too black, if you talk too black, everything black is considered unprofessional. White is considered professional. If you act white, talk white, be white, sound white, look white. I don't think white people know that. I just don't think they naturally know it. Like, no one's, if you, like, I don't know what's up with Asian folks. I'm black, I'm not Asian, and I'm sure there's a lot of things about being Asian I probably don't know. So I have to imagine there's some stuff I don't know because I'm not Asian. I wasn't raised Asian. I'm not exposed to the Asian culture. I've been black my whole life. And if without us educating one another, we never understand each other. We never get these things. So black women have had to deal with discrimination. Black people have had to deal with discrimination about their hair forever. Okay? This has been an ongoing thing. And it's this Crown Act, back to the Crown Act, guys, check this out. Let's see if we got it here. See if we can find it. This Crown Act is based on this. See, more states are trying to protect black employees who want to wear their hair naturally. So black women, instead of processing their hair, perming their hair to straighten it, we started to go to more natural hairstyles, and there are a lot of black women who wear natural hairstyles, and they face a load of discrimination. There has been research to show that if black people wear their hair natural, like the way it grows out of their hair naturally, by who they are, by their genes, that they get discriminated against. They don't get the promotions, they don't get the raises. These things happen. This wrestler here, there was a wrestler in Philadelphia. They made him cut his hair because he had dreads. He had to cut his hair at the match or forfeit the match, so he cut his hair. Here he is literally taking one for the team as he cuts his hair, has his hair cut, so his team doesn't lose because they would have to forfeit. I don't know why they just didn't give him a cap to put on, one of those caps, but instead they made him cut his hair or forfeit the match. Looks like he was a little bit emotionally distraught about this whole situation, doesn't it? Doesn't seem too happy about that. That's a kid having to be humiliated in front of the entire school for being black and having black hair and having the audacity to wear it the way he wants to wear it. And I hate to be the kid that wrestled him because I know he took it out on that kid and beat that kid easily there. Well, I don't know how easy it was, but he beat that kid. I'm sure he took it out on that kid he had to wrestle, which is fine. Hate to be that guy, though. Anyway, the point is this, man. People don't understand. At least I don't think that most people understand what's going on here. That hair has been an instrument, as many other things, a way to discriminate against black people. If you say, we don't want any dreadlocks, and we don't want any natural cornrows, and we say these types of, we don't want any afros. I don't know if you noticed or not, but not a lot of white people wear cornrows and dreadlocks or locks, locks, or afros. So when you say that, who are you discriminating against? See, there are always ways to discriminate against black people without saying the word black. You could just say, no one could come in who has locks. And effectively, you're saying no blacks because blacks wear locks. I know you got a cool white friend that loves hip-hop or reggae and locks his hair, but he's like 1% of white people. The percentage of black people that wear locks is a lot higher. That's all I'm saying. It's always some guy, one-off person want to bring that up. So this is where the Marcus and Mondale thing with the clickbait thirst trap is important because, see, I've been on my YouTube channel, I've covered stories dating back 7-8 years. I was looking for some of my older videos. I just don't know the titles that I put in. There were black children who were kicked out of school because over the summer break, the next year, the school changed rules and said no afros, no cornrows, or what have you. Now the kids come to school and they can't get into school because they have cornrows in their hair. Or they have locks or some type of braid. And the school's like, no, we don't want that here. That's distracting. Your hair is a distraction. This has gone on for a long time. Studies have been shown that it costs promotions, raises. So one of the things that I've never liked is people criticizing black women to a certain extent about hair when they don't live the life of the person who's got to wear that hair and be discriminated in the workplace. They just say black women want to wear these wigs, they want to straighten their hair. They don't consider why someone might do it, other than they hate themselves. They may hate having less money on their paycheck, is what I'm trying to tell you. So to the people that don't understand how some businesses, first of all, don't want to hire black people to begin with, and they damn don't want black people that don't want to assimilate and look whiter. And they feel that the blacker you look, the less of an asset you are to the business. If they can put you behind, they say the pretty people are in the front of the house, the not so good looking people in the kitchen. Well, if you look real black, you on the outside of the kitchen. You behind the kitchen. Maybe the stock room. This is America. It's not your fault. But we got to stop. We have to understand and learn. So, once again, Marcus and Mondale were talking about electoral politics. So there has been bills introduced. There have been bills introduced in various states to end discrimination on the basis of hair, style, hair texture. New Jersey, Tennessee, Michigan, Wisconsin, Illinois. Legislation proposed to explicitly ban race-based hair discrimination. Lawmakers in at least 8 states, and by a coalition that includes civil rights groups of Color of Change, National Urban League, Western Center on Law and Poverty, as well as a heft of different corporations like Dove, Unilever, which owns Dove. And they've been pushing for this. And see, I know the knee-jerk reactions to go, so what, who cares? Yeah. If you're you. I mean, guys, it's not exactly a Tim Black issue. But I wish it was, Johnson. I do. I look like Sherman Hemsley up here if I grow my hair out. Won't nobody want to watch. So, we talking school suspensions? Already we got black kids being suspended for discretionary reasons, meaning reasons that the teacher just pulled out their butts. It's not scholastic suspensions. Discretionary, like, he's just a disruption to the class. suspended for discretionary reasons such as dress code or long hair violations, neither of which have been found to be predictive of student misconduct. Black kids are suspended for these reasons 4 times as often as white kids. You don't think white kids wear their hair too long? But it's white hair. And know that when you're suspending these kids for their hair, when they're going through all this stuff in the schools because of hair suspensions, it lowers their trajectory in school. It impacts them. It leads to a lower or a poor academic performance, leading to higher rates of dropout, which leads to joining gangs and getting arrested before the age of 21. See, we know the things that contribute to it. It's just that we don't have the will politically to change it. But now some things are being changed. It's not everything. It's so much more to do. New research shows that black women with natural hairstyles such as curly afros, braids, and twists are often perceived as less professional than even black women with straight hair. It's not just the white women you're competing with. When the black woman shows up in her authentic hair coming out of her head, she's looked at as unprofessional compared to black women who straighten their hair. No other reason. Not articulation, not the way she wrote the memo, not her tardiness or promptness, not her demeanor, not her interaction with the customers or with colleagues, just on the basis of her hair. Appearance. This was published in the Journal of Social, Psychological, and Personality Science. It says, look, it offers empirical evidence. The societal bias against natural black hairstyles infiltrates the workplace and perpetuates race discrimination. So I encourage people who want to know more about this to look it up. But those are the broad strokes. And then we got all these types of stories of people impacted personally, like a newscaster who was passed over for a job and ultimately dismissed because she went from processed hair to natural hair once she had her child. She wanted a child to see her in natural hair. But the station manager was like, nah. So this happens. It's not a one-off. I know how it is with Democrats. Performative. Yeah. But remember, this started locally at the state level. Now it's a federal bill. It didn't start a federal bill. So the Crown Act, an acronym for creating a respectful and open world for natural hair, seeks to protect Americans against bias based on their texture and their protective styles. It passed the House today. And the bill was introduced by Representative Bonnie Watson Coleman. It says routinely people of color or African descent, are deprived of educational and employment opportunities for wearing their hair in natural or protective styles like locks, cornrows, twists, braids, bantu knots, or afros. So, here's the other thing. Some Republicans opposed it. Like Boebert, whatever her name is, made fun of it, called it the bad hair bill. See, it's bad hair when black people want to wear their hair their way. And now if you wear your hair frizzy and just like your pillow did it, like Lauren Boebert, that's good hair. But if you have twisted locks, arguably a lot more work to maintain. That's called bad hair. The only difference is, well, I guess, well, not the only difference, but the major difference is the color of the person and the texture of the hair that comes out the person's head. So, folks, this is important for us to get this, and I wanted to start tonight off with it because there's a lot going on with this. You have to, if we want to build a coalition that's strong, that's able to get shit done, you're going to have to understand black people. You're going to have to listen to black issues and become informed about what's important to black voters. You can't tell black voters what's important to them. You have to listen to what's important to them. And I got a feeling for most black voters, for most black moms, they're more concerned with this than maybe like CRT. Most black voters don't know what CRT is and could care less. But they know what it's like to be sent home because their hair, or be worried about losing their job because they couldn't go to the hairdresser to get their hair straightened and they got to go to work. That they know. But they don't know much about whatever Mark Lamont Hill's talking about for 3 hours or 2 hours on his show 5 times a week or 4 times last month about some theory taught in graduate school. So if the Democrats, or if progressive, screw Democrats, if progressives want to win elections, it'd be a good idea if you focus on ideas or issues that black people actually give a shit about, instead of telling us what we should care about. Here's another kicker. The Republicans that oppose it may or may not be racist. It's not up for me to decide. But part of the reason why some Republicans propose bills like this that are basic, because all black people are asking for, is to stop discriminating on us based on the way God made us. For looking black. Is they don't want the Democrats to get a win. This is politics. The Republican Party doesn't want Democrats to be able to get black voters a win, to get something for black people. It doesn't necessarily mean they're even racist. It's just that they don't care enough about people as they care about trying to win. Okay? And see, that's where it comes back to politics matters. Because you can talk all you want. You can be upset all you want. You can watch a video on Tim Black all you want, or some other content creators. You can come up with roasting. You can roast people, make fun of them. You can be upset. You can say, screw the system, and you'll never vote. But guess what? The only way we get to be able to force schools to stop discriminating against our sons and daughters when they go to school with their hair is to pass bills. And how do you pass bills? You pass bills through politics. You don't pass bills through YouTube, or you don't pass bills on Twitter, and you don't pass bills on roast sessions on Instagram, on the gram, or on TikTok. You pass them through politics. That's how bills are passed. You know how frustrating it is to know 90% of the things that black people need, or 90% of the things working people need, or poor people need, or we all need, ain't no other way to get it through politics. They got a bunch of people going, fuck politics. Who cares about politics? And the only way to get it is through politics. So if this bill passes the Senate, a lot of people can start suing corporations. Yeah, corporations can't make an in-house law or a standard that goes against the federal government. You can't say, hey, you can't wear braids. You can't wear locks or twists because we don't think it's professional. If we got a federal law that makes it against the law to deny you employment based on it. That's why voting matters. I didn't say go vote for Kamala. I didn't say go vote for Biden. I didn't say go support Trump either, did I? I said voting matters because of stuff like this. Because you don't get this. And everything's not going to be reparations. Everything's not going to be Medicare for all. Everything's not going to be erase student debt. Everything's not going to be a black agenda. But there's still other things that need to happen. So please try to work with me. I do this 10 times. I've been doing this 10 years, man, and I had to come to this conclusion. I didn't start off caring about this stuff, but I realized I was either going to be a grifter or just a guy making funny videos or a guy who complained about problems. But if I didn't get involved in politics, I wasn't working to change any of those problems. That became the conundrum. See, it's an ethical decision that I had to make personally. Was I just going to complain about people being shot by police, or was I going to push the end qualified immunity? See, I could just make content about Mike Brown, about Sandra Bland, about Breonna Taylor, and make money off of it. Or I could join on with Ben and Jerry, the movement to end qualified immunity.org. The campaign to end qualified immunity.org is where you go. You'll see my picture because of the books that we're promoting, because of the legislation we promote. And when I vote on Janelle Jenkins and Maryland legislator, to talk about the bill in Maryland, because you can either talk about stuff and make money off of it, which you can do what you want to do, but for me, it felt hollow. I can't just talk about people getting shot in the street and not try to do something about it. So that's what forced me to care about politics. It wasn't because I wanted to. It's because that's what needs to happen. You don't have a choice. You want to live longer? You gotta walk. You gotta get up and walk around. I'm getting older. My knees starting to go bad. If I don't get up and walk around more often, guess what's going to happen? Not going to be a good walker. It's not, I don't have to love it, but I have to do it. And that's the same thing with voting. I don't have to love it, I have to do it. I have to be involved in some way. And maybe it's not voting. Maybe it's actions, maybe it's something, but I'm going to keep pushing it. I don't care. You go watch whoever else you want to watch, but I'm going to continue to be me because my grandbaby need to be able to wear her hair. She should be able to wear her hair. We should not have to put a relaxer in her hair for her to go to school and for that teacher not to discriminate against her. And we can't just rely on the benevolence and the nice hearts, the beautiful hearts of all the people in the world. Sometimes you got to have laws. Because I don't know if you noticed or not, everyone's not so benevolent all of the time. Sometimes you got to have rules that make them be benevolent. And then you have to have laws so you can put their ass in jail or find the shit out of them and get them fired. Got to have those things too. So I support this bill. Now it's time for it to go to the Senate. And we need to lean on their asses. And I'm going to use my platform to lean on them. Because this is much needed. It's way overdue. Of course it's way overdue. But you don't go, okay, this is overdue. It should have already been done 50 years ago, 100 years ago. Now that they're doing it, screw them. They took too long. You know, that don't make sense. You got the thing you needed? No, I don't have it, but since they took so long, I don't want it. You know, we grown-ass people. We can't be that way. We have responsibilities. And we're not asking for a hookup. This isn't a late birthday present. This is justice. This is what's right. So we take it because, yeah, it should have been earlier, but we're going to take it because it's not done yet and we need it. And it ain't for us. And it ain't about our egos or about being insulted. It's about the fact it's going to benefit our children and our children's children. So we got to take it. All right. That's the Crown Act, y'all. Give it up for that. You want changes in this country? Some of those changes may have to be done electorally. People ain't gonna wake up tomorrow and be better people. We gotta force their ass. And this is one way we force them. Go check out Mondale and Marcus's latest video about how you could run for office. Because you're not a sellout, right? You're not a piece of garbage, right? So maybe we need you. And it's not as hard as you think. Well, I'm not gonna say that. But there are steps. It's not magic. Running for office. Running for office isn't magic. There are things you do. There's steps. All right. Next. That took a lot out of me. I feel like I was talking for 3 days. Oh, Jesus Christ. What's wrong with me? You know what I'm saying? What is wrong with me? Okay, let's go to this. Jesus Mugabe. You know, I heard a lot of people talking about boomers. Yeah, I've heard a lot of negative comments about boomers, about older people, especially from my millennials and my Gen Zers. Oh, the old blacks, the old whites, the olds. The olds. They're the problem. Old people are the problem. It's some problematic young people too, by the way. Just want to let you know. But I do agree, there are some people that are older who are actually an impediment to progress. I agree. I'm not going to deny that. But I also want to remind you, you should not stereotype people. Because not everyone is like everyone else that you've met. And I don't know how many people that you've met. But there are a lot of people in this country, there's a lot of people in your state and in your town that you don't know, that you've never talked to. So for all those Gen Zers out there who take a dump on older people saying they're out of touch, they just listen to whatever Democrats tell them, and they just kiss ass and go along, I want you to remember this, sister. Hey, I'm going to play a clip. Viewer discretion is advised.
And you done showed the citizens of America that y'all is not for the citizens of America. Y'all is using these people for y'all own fucking agenda. Because they done worked in this country all their lives. And all you could find to get them when this damn COVID broke out was a $1,400 check. And you taking billions of dollars, sending over there to another country that ain't did a damn thing in this country for these people. These people in this country have worked for y'all motherfucking asses. Not them over there. And y'all want us to feel sorry for them over there and y'all ain't giving a damn about us over here? We want to get the fuck away from y'all. Point blank. And you done showed the citizens of America that y'all is not for the citizens of America. Y'all is using these people for y'all own fucking agenda. Because they done worked in this country all their lives. And all you could find to get them when this damn COVID broke out was a $1,400 check. And you taking billions of dollars, sending over there to another country that ain't did a damn thing in this country for these people. These people in this country have worked for y'all motherfucking asses. Not them over there. And y'all want us to feel sorry for them over there and y'all ain't giving a damn about us over here? We want to get the fuck away from y'all. Point blank.
I think she was pretty clear about how she feels about all that kissing ass going along with Jim Clyburn shit. So what was she talking about though, Johnson? Why is grandma so pissed off? She's pissed off because America just approved more money for Ukraine, Johnson. More money from Ukraine, for Ukraine. That's what she's pissed off about. the $13.6 billion in U.S. spending on Ukraine. Hell, she didn't even know how much it was. Because in the picture, in the video, she was looking at the $1 billion. Oh my God. There was a graphic of $1 billion spending. Now multiply that by 13. So this is what Biden has proposed in foreign aid to Ukraine. $6.9 billion military supplies, foreign aid. 3.5 military supplies, 6.9 billion foreign aid, 3 billion, another 3 billion in military deployments and intelligence, and 176 million enforcing sanctions and other aid. Yep. Congress approved this, by the way, Johnson. The traditional foreign aid, $6.9 billion. Food assistance, $2,650 million. Countering disinformation and Russian propaganda, $120 million. Just to combat them on Facebook. Just for Facebook, Johnson. Migration and refugee assistance, $1.4. Grants and loans for military supplies, $650 million. Economic support, $647 million. Assistance for Europe, Eurasia, and Central Asia, $1.1 million. And blah, 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 blah. The money includes weapons, military supplies, one of the largest infusions of U.S. foreign aid in the last decade. It also covers the deployment of U.S. troops to Europe and money for domestic agencies to enforce sanctions. See, I want people to know what's going on, man. I want people to know what's going on. Here's the thing. When people are saying, oh, we just want to help Ukraine. Yeah, I understand that. But there are other Americans that you don't give, that you appear not to give a shit about, who are hurting as well in this country, and they're trying to understand why they can't get aid. Had a lot of people here. Not a dry eye in the house. Not a dry eye in the house for others. Another thing that's a slap in the face about this is that if we had it for Ukraine, we had it for our people. So that's the part you don't get. That's why one of the most frustrating things is people think they know more than you. They think they're more sophisticated. They think they have bigger hearts. They want to play the I care more than you game. They really think they know more. They think they care more. That other people just don't care. Here's the if America, who says it don't have money, doesn't have money for our needs as American citizens. But they always say, how are we going to get money to pay for that? How are we going to afford that? Where can we come up with money for that? But then America always magically comes up with money for whatever America wants to come up with money for. And then when you say, hey, you came up with money for that, they go, you're selfish. You're thinking about yourselves. You need to care about other people. Black people are a third world country living in a first world country. To bring that up is divisive. It's not divisive to bring up Ukraine, who lives outside of this country, who needs our help. So we got voters like this. Oh, and I hope they stay angry and fed up. And I hope they use that anger. And I hope some people can harness that anger and come up with solutions that affect real change. And one of the ways we do that is through mobilization. Mobilization. And getting those folks active, getting their votes, getting their time, giving their resources to us fighting against the system to change the status quo. Because if not, the machine's just going to keep doing what it's doing. And we don't give them a reason to change, they're not going to change anything. There's got to be a strong reason to change for any modifications to take place. So I feel good when I see someone come out. When I see my black boomers coming out, shaking off the stereotypes, speaking their truth to power. And believe me, she ain't doing it. That woman, that sister's not saying that to score points on social media. She meant that. And I don't think she by herself. I don't think she's an anomaly. Like she's the only black woman over 60 pissed off about lack of resources for her community and apparently resources to go for other countries. And they will let us say, particularly let us say black people don't care about other people. They let us say that. Always works so well against us, doesn't it? If you're good and your community is thriving, people don't understand. I don't understand why people don't get this. If you're good and you're thriving, you're succeeding, you're growing, your community is growing and thriving, then you're able to be philanthropists, helpful to others. Then people understand. But when people are backs against the wall, feel like they're not thriving, feel like their communities are not excelling, they're not growing, then they have a right to go, hey, I paid into this system. I'm a part of this system. My husband, my kids have fought in wars in this country. My family has built this country. This is my home. And when I say we need better roads, better schools, when I say we don't need to pay for school loans, when I say we need to be prepared for all the years of free labor that this government got out of us, for that White House you have that we didn't get paid to build, but we built it, for that fucking White House that you sit in. Oh, what have black people done? That White House right there. See that White House? See that? Those slaves that built it. How about that? When people say, what about this shit? When vets say, what about us? We got vets. I just don't know what else to say. It's not even just historical, it's current. I shit you not, guys. When I found out how much we spend on human trafficking, fighting human trafficking, when we're one of the leading trafficked countries in the Western world, when I found out we're spending like $1 billion, if that, not even $1 billion a year to combat trafficking. When I found that out, man, $1 billion is nothing for your country over a year against women, children, boys, men being trafficked in your borders. That's just domestically. Say, wow. So when we say what America's not doing, what America's failing to achieve for us, it becomes very obvious, man. Very obvious. Okay, last story, guys. Last story. I did a long-form video on Ukraine. I was very open and honest about my point of view on it. I've been watching more content about the clusters. And it was amazing how I saw so many news entities covering Ukraine very critically about the brigades, the militant brigades and battalions in that country, what their ideologies were, okay? In Ukraine, it was amazing seeing like Vice and Time Magazine and all these news entities covering it, 2015, 2018, 2019, covering it and reporting on the chaos in various sections of the Western Ukraine. And now, suddenly, no one's talking about it. Very interesting. These armed militias all over Ukraine. Just found it very interesting. So I want to thank the people that brought this to my attention. For some reason, I haven't seen it covered on MSNBC or CNN as of late. Does not fit the narrative. So there's a lot out there. You got to do a lot of digging to find it. It's like all that stuff is buried now if it hasn't been removed. The Oliver Stone documentary that I was lucky enough to see because someone sent that to me. I happened to see it before it was removed from the internet, called Ukraine on Fire. Very eye-opening. It's about American citizens feeling as if their country's not looking out for them, it's not taking care of them, and they pay taxes, and they live in this country, and they contribute to this country. And then to see America do things, they don't have to ask us, they just do them. It's like, what are you doing? And then to have people go like as if our complaints are invalid. We should be able to do everything. Who does everything? What world is everything able to be done? We should be able to do it all. No, you need to shut up. America pick and chooses what's important to America. And just realize that. That's what America does. We could come up with money to bomb the hell out of Afghanistan, but we can't come up with money to cut the check. We could come up with money to give Ukraine bombs. Or we could sell arms to Saudi Arabia to the tunes of billions of dollars. Billions of dollars. Then take that money and send it to other countries so that they will then be locked into us as well. So it's all a big Ponzi scheme with the U.S. to lock countries into having us be their war chest, where they buy their guns and their ammo and their drones and all the equipment from us. So all our military, all our manufacturers can benefit and profit from it. And all of the investors of those military industrial products can also benefit. But you know who does not benefit? We don't. Citizens of America do not benefit. We do not benefit. Some people, I thought they were smart people. These people watch propaganda and just suck up and buy into it and just, it's horrible, man. It's horrible. It's really obvious. Okay, last story, man. This is horrible here as well. There is a town in Tennessee called Mason. And here's the short and quick of it, Johnson. Here it is. Here's the short and quick of this. Here we go. There's a hostile takeover going on in Mason. Hostile takeover. You know why it's going on? Because a Ford motor plant is putting in a plant locally for electric vehicles. And now the county of Tipton, which is where they reside, so Mason resides inside of Tipton County. All of a sudden, Tipton County is like, oh no. Mason's about to have a windfall. Mason's about to come up in the world. This small, predominantly black town in Tennessee is about to start from the bottom, now they be here. About to come up, Johnson. The town about to come up. The town is about to get a cash infusion because it's proximity to a new Ford plant that's going to be creating electric vehicles. And it's going to be it's just so happens to be right there, right near it, like within 5 miles, which makes it prime real estate. And they're going to have to cut through on their way to work. They're going to have like all these facilities they got to build to house the new employees who are going to be working at the plants. This is a great initiative. And Mason will benefit so much from it. A once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Hell, a once in 2 or 3 generations. I mean, unprecedented. What a stroke of luck. But the problem is, and here's the problem, Tipton County is very white. And Tipton County wants to have its hand in the cookie jar. And Tipton County is pissed because it doesn't run Mason. So it will not benefit as much from Mason, this private entity, with its own charter, from this deal with Ford. So now they want to make Mason disintegrate his charter, turn over his charter, end its charter, and fold into Tipton. All because now Mason's going to do well. Now it has an opportunity to do things it's been wanting to do. Another thing that's horrible about this is that a few years ago, this town, Mason, it was run by a bunch of white people that robbed it. Oh, they robbed the hell out of the town. A couple people went to jail. Corruption, rampant corruption. Books all battered up. Books, the money not adding up. Everybody quitter was fired who ran the town. So they hired all new people. They elected all new people. Predominantly black people now. And now all of a sudden they say the blacks aren't capable of running this town. Now that there's new people in. Tipton didn't want to take Mason over when Mason was being run in the ground by the white folks who were stealing from it. But not until the black folks came in a couple years, and now that they got an opportunity to do some money, to make some money, to beautify the town, to really bring the town into the new age. Now, Tipton County, the white folks want to come back in like, well, we want the town now because we like what you did here. Yeah, we like I like what y'all did here. Yeah, we'll go ahead and take it from here though, Johnson. Yeah. We'll go ahead and take it off your hands now. And the black people are like, what you mean you gonna take it off our hands? We was good with the way it is. We needed you a couple years ago, and you ain't had nothing for us, honey. Now that we doing good, now that we got an opportunity, now you want to come take it? Well, we don't think you have the expertise needed to fully take advantage of the opportunity with Ford. This is a once in a millennial opportunity with the Ford Motor Company. We don't want you to, to miss out on the opportunity because of lack of preparedness and lack of knowledge. It's not your fault you're black and don't know what we know. We're smarter than you. Oh, you mean smart like the last whites that ran the town into the ground and made it their personal piggy bank. You mean that kind of smart? So right now they're trying to twist the arms. Particularly this guy here. This guy is special. Where is he at? This guy here. What's his name? His name Jason or something? Mumford. Mr. Mumford, he's the comptroller. Jason Mumpower. He's the one leading the charge on these. And we're talking a really small town. We're talking 2 miles of land. But it's theirs. And Mumpower wants them to cancel their charter and fold into Tipton. That's right, guys. So, we've been talking about this. A lot of us on Twitter have been talking about it. We're saying, well, what can we do about it? What can we do? Well, one thing we could do is we could get the word out about it. One thing we could do is we could band together. Independent media could talk about this. So I already know Torain Walker's going to talk about it. He's going to probably write something up. He may even go down to Tennessee. He might even go down to Mason. Then we got political clickbait, thirst trap. Marcus Farrell was saying, what should we do? So he's going to talk about it. I'm talking about it. I'm not a big fan of Roland, but I know Roland's going to talk about it. I think he's already talked about it. So that's 4 of us right there. Let's get everyone else on board talking about this. Because, see, as we pointed out, once upon a time they had to bomb us out of our towns. People don't understand the history of America. When black people started doing well, started making money, when they started achieving success, white people just came and took it. It's sort of like this story Dave Chappelle told about when he was writing jokes and they just took it. This older comedian asked him, could he borrow a joke? He said, sure, man, you got a special coming up, borrow the joke. Or he was going up that night, he needed a joke. He said, man, I got this set. That joke you do, can I do that joke? Yeah, go ahead and do it, man. So he did the joke. And then later, when Dave was trying to put together his first half hour, he said, hey, man, I need my joke back. Because I got a limited amount of material, and I got to make sure all my shit's funny. Could you stop doing the joke? I let you do that one time. And the guy was like, no, it's my joke now. And he just took it. And see, that's what's been happening to America, to black people in America. That's been our experience, our real life experience, is that when black people are struggling, no one wants to help us. And if we do start achieving, they take it. And they don't always have to drop bombs. They could drop a story that shits on your reputation, that demoralizes you, that crushes your brand, that puts you out of business, or they could find a way to put an easement on your property, or they could just run you off with terrorists in the night wearing sheets with swastikas. Or they could do this. Find loopholes, use legalities to get you off your own land. So when we talk about these things, and I know it gets redundant. Hell, it's redundant to you. It's redundant having to live it. It's redundant having to say it. But someone's got to say it. Someone has to educate people what's going on. According to Mumpire, Mason's leadership is ill-equipped to manage the challenges and opportunities. Well, if you think that the black people in Mason are not able to rise to the occasion of an opportunity such as this, won't you just help them without trying to take over the town? Yeah, won't you just loan them one of your very skilled consultants to work with them? Yeah, I'm going to keep my masters. Like when you're a singer or performer, you want to keep your masters. But you really need my help. Well, won't I just hire you to help me? But I want to keep ownership. Oh, no, I can't really help you if I don't own it. Listen to this guy. Listen to this piece of shit, Mumpower. The opportunity for growth is at their doorstep. And I don't want the people of Mason to lose that opportunity. They're about to be bypassed if their city leaders don't make responsible decisions. Oh, look at him so concerned about the people of Mason. The same people that were in the red due to corruption by his friends. And don't tell me he didn't know the people that ran Mason before it was taken over 2 years ago. He had to know those scumbags who used the damn coffers of the town as their own piggy banks. One of the scumbags had been there for 10 years, and over the 10 years had filtered out $600,000 to themselves. So when the books finally got open, they figured out what the hell happened. All those officials resigned. And now that they're in the rebuild process, and now there's all new people in place, most working only part-time, taking a paltry salary of $1,000 a month. Now that there's an opportunity because Ford wants to put up a plant. Now, just because they really mean well, the Tipton County Comptroller really means well. He just wants the blacks to do well. Hi. So anyway, spread awareness about this. Hashtag Save Mason. Hashtag Save Mason is the hashtag that we're using. I'm going to put this video out. We're going to help spread the word. Awareness is important. This will not be the last video on this. Let's get some momentum going. It's not everything to have momentum. It's not everything to create awareness. But it's something. Awareness breeds pressure. Pressure causes people to have to do something. Pressure's a mofo. They don't want the negative publicity. Let's give them lots of it in Tipton County. All right, Johnson, that's it. That's all. Fun times, Johnson. Fun times. Oh, God. Give it up for that. Fun times, Johnson. Woo-wee. Let's keep it moving, Johnson. Let's keep it moving. Fun times, Johnson. All right. Let's go to phone calls while we're still young. Or youngish. While we still feel young. How about that? What's up, S. Daily? What's up, Susan? What's up, Shogun? What's up, Craig? Yeah. Dustin Benz, my friend. All right. Okay, I'm going to start off with 312. 312, you are live. What's your name? What's your comment? 312. I hear you there, 312, but I can't hear you. Hello? I want to hold on. This person's been in queue for a while. 312. Damn it. 312, you're live. Okay, I'm assuming that something went wrong. It happens. Oh, man. Let's go to 252. 252, you are live. What's your name? What's your comment? 252.
Hi, can you hear me?
You're live, 252, yes.
Yes, hi, this is Kira from Fayetteville. I just wanted to say about the last story that you were talking about. I really enjoy when, first of all, Black people come together and stand for what is right, because often in the history of this country that has not happened. You're absolutely right that a lot of times when Black excellence is on full display, they take it, they burn it. We all know about what happened in Tulsa, and we all know what happened with a lot of these lake towns. And I bring that up because there's a lot of history that we, even as Black people, don't know about our own community. I think that here in North Carolina, they just discovered, or they're just putting it out for people to, I guess, to chew on, that two lakes are at
Guys, look like I lost a connection. I know what it is, too. A notification came up. I wonder if I put this in airplane mode, if it'll take care of that. Wow, man, that call started off a little rickety, man. God, I didn't like hearing that. Let me call back and see what we got. But I didn't like that. Black people didn't come together. I don't know what fire there is on that. I don't know about that. I don't agree with that. There would be no black people if black people didn't come together, man. I don't like when people say that. I don't like that shit at all. If black people don't come together, that doesn't always happen. It doesn't happen with everybody always. But how did we survive Tulsa? How did we survive Rosewood? How do we survive all of the shit we've been through in this country if we didn't come together? It'd be damn near impossible. So I totally disagree with that. Let me see if I can get us back connected though, guys. That sucks, but
Welcome to Blog Talk Radio. Please enter your host PIN. When finished, press the pound key.
To start your show now, press 1. To hear important instructions.
Since it appears you're calling back into a live show, we are reconnecting you now.
Okay, guys, I got us back. That was my bad. Had this dumb notification set up on the phone. But it is going. We're back into his house. We are back into his house. Yeah, I just don't like them type of sweeping comments about black people, that black people don't do this and black people don't do that. I disagree. I think black people do a lot of sticking together. Thank God we stick together. There'd be no black people if black people didn't stick together. Shit. But yeah, with the rest of your call, you call back in for a care. The phone line went down. I had to call back in and connect to it. So that's what happened with that. So I'm gonna go to 352. 352, you're live. What's your name? What's your comment?
Tim, Gary, Friday night. All right.
Gary, what's
so
up?
many things again. I know we're talking about. Yeah, we're talking about a lot of things as usual, my brother. Love you for that. You talk about content. You got content out the friggin' butt. I was looking at the shows. When I miss the fuck a few days, I go back through the shows I missed, and I'm like, how do you do all those shows? You're off the friggin' charts sometimes, bro. But I'll take to the one thing that I think is good. That picked up on the Ukraine, because last night I think you just did a show on the pause thing with Zelensky. Was that last night's show when you I thought you called Zelensky out the best I've heard anybody call him out. Was it last night you did that Zelensky show on the pause?
Wednesday, brother, yeah.
Wednesday, okay? That show was off the friggin' charts, bro. Did you knock that one out of the park? Where this guy could have just said, listen, instead of me acting like Macho Man here, walking around with a gun and telling everybody follow me to my death, he could have said, Putin, what is it you want from me? And Putin said, listen, I just don't want you letting NATO move in next door to me with all those missiles. And Zelensky could have just said, you got that, and end all this tomorrow. End all this tomorrow. But Zelensky wants to be about Zelensky. Zelensky is a comedian, I think, from Russia that played Putin in Russia, became a president of Ukraine, and he's all about friggin', he's Hollywood. He's all Hollywood. He's all about me, me, me. And he's like, you guys gonna die for me? Yeah, we'll die, and we love you. Look at him stand up. You're leading your people to slaughter, you asshole, for no reason. All you have to do is tell Putin, yes, no NATO missiles here. Putin would be like, pull out tomorrow. So when people want to talk about a lot of stupid shit, that's some stupid shit. And you called that out beautifully. Nobody else that I listen on CNN, I don't listen to Fox and NBC. CNN only once in a while because I guess that's a friggin' basic fucking, that's the best we could do with corporate media. So I check you, but even they are so fucking terrible. At the end of the day, nobody else as a news anchor said what you said. At the end of the day, nobody on the news anchor stood up and said, hey, Zelensky's wrong here. All he has to do is say, Putin, we ain't going to let NATO in and have missiles next door to you. And people be like, well, where does Putin get off saying that? Well, guess what? When we had the Cuban Missile Crisis, Kennedy said, do not put missiles over here on Cuba. And we kicked their ass out. So doesn't Putin have a right to say, don't put your missiles next door to me? And we're going to fucking make this like it's a fucking, I mean, this is not rocket science. But you know what? At the end of the day, does CNN know how to promote a fight? Does fucking MSNBC know how to promote a war? Does fucking Fox know how to promote a fucking war, bro? I mean, will those guys do anything to promote a war? They got no more. It's really spine. I would say it's got to be one of the most spineless jobs in the world right now is to be a corporate media anchor and say, I'm up here representing anything that's important. When you know from the bottom of your heart you're representing fucking corporate interests. How could you sit up there and say, I'm a fucking true news reporter when you know you're already bought and paid for? So I'd rather be you, Tim. I'd rather be you with a smaller crowd that fucking gets it and is real and you could tell your fucking truth than fucking be bought tomorrow. And then you gotta fucking talk like a puppet with your hand up your ass. Be you, my bro. Be you.
My brother.
I love you. All right.
I love you back, Gary. Be safe, man. Give it up for my caller, Gary, y'all.
All right.
It is nice, man, to be your own person, man. I tell you. Gosh, man. But you know, Gary, also, this is one of the things I want my people to know, man. And I want to say this the kindest way possible to all those people out there, all those young people going into journalism or media. I've been around for a minute. I already worked in the corporate environment. This is my second life. So I already know that all that extra shit you put up with, fitting into the corporate structures and doing this, I've already had the benefit of doing that in other fields and realizing it ain't going to turn out the way you want it to, that's not for me. You know what I'm saying? So I've lived that life. Now, some people, they're brand new. This is their first time around, their first rodeo. So they haven't learned that yet. Okay? I learned all the ass kissing in the world won't make you feel better. It doesn't mean you're going to be happier. You may have more stuff, but happiness, joy, satisfaction, like that comes from other places. So, yeah. The other thing is, when you will become somebody like these big time folks, these people on these major corporate media entities, they've done so well monetarily that they've developed a lifestyle. And they have people in their lives, maybe some of those people because of the lifestyle. And they have now commitments that put them at this place where they have to make this amount of money. They can't make certain decisions at this point. At least they don't see how they could. Maybe they don't see how they could. So it's one thing to not have all of that and make a decision, okay, maybe all that's not for me. It's another thing to have all of that and then decide let it all go. Know what I'm saying? So these are some of the benefits that may seem counterintuitive. You may not understand them. But it's hard to be a sellout if you haven't been given the money to sell out. Right? So, you get what I'm saying? So I don't want to be like I'm a saint. Right? I've been around. I worked in IT. I saw people work for bigger companies, do certain things. I had to say yes when I didn't want to say yes. Had to deal with things I didn't want to deal with. And it didn't make me happy. So in this thing, my dream thing, which was to be a radio host or a show host, have my own show, I'll be damned if I go that way with this. I did that to raise my family. This is my dream. I'm not going to let my dream be poisoned by that type of nonsense. Some people want to go paint pictures and play music. You know, I don't know. Some people have other dreams. And they probably would not sell their souls or their art, you know, in that pursuit of that dream, because that's their dream. It's one thing what you got to put up with at the job or your 9 to 5. You okay? So anyway, so there you go. Hope that makes sense. Because I think sometimes there's a little context needed. A little context. And I want people to know, hey, I don't know everything about Zelensky. I don't know, but I appreciate your points though, Gary. I'm just saying, I don't know everything about him. I'm not saying Putin's a great guy. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying, some people look at it like there's only a good and bad. I think life's more complicated than that good and bad shit. I think it's a little bit more complex. I'm not saying Putin's a great guy. I'm not saying Putin should invade Ukraine. I'm not saying that. I'm saying when you trust America, I would do nothing and trust, I would make no decisions if I was a country based on what I thought America said it was going to do. That's what I'm saying. That's the last thing. Now, just based on the track record of the United States. No. Okay? That ain't going to happen. Okay, let me go back to Kira and see what the rest of her comments. She was talking about something happening in her town. Okay, Kira, go right ahead. We're back. What's going on?
Hey, I'm sorry. I don't know where the disconnection was. I wasn't trying to make it seem like I was placing the onus on black people. What I was saying was, to clarify what I was talking about, was when there is black excellence and it's taken away, there's no accountability. That's what I was talking about when I said that. I wasn't saying it as if we don't come together. You're absolutely right. The only reason why we are as fruitful as we are right now in this country is because of the black collective, and I don't want to seem like I'm diminishing that in any way. What I was saying, in addition to the ending, was it was just exposed that there were two lake towns, one of them particularly very close to where I live, that used to be predominantly owned by black farmers. And in one such case, it was 66% of the land was owned by black farmers who received no compensation. And in the case of the lake that's near me that I've been to, actually, it's called Lake Norman, 80% of that land was owned by black farmers. And they were not compensated for that land, and the white farmers were. And I think that this is a part of the story that is so consequential when we talk about situations like Mason and how that can go left. If there's a situation where black people or their land becomes valuable, it is taken away from them through eminent domain and a lot of things that the state will use against them in order to extract wealth, which is why we have a lot of the problems that we have when it comes to generational wealth in our communities. So that's what all I was trying to say, and I had went on a spiel about that. But thank you for letting me come back and clarify.
No problem, Kira. Give it up for Kira, y'all. I agree 100,000% if that was possible. Because I know that there is great land, Kira. Like you, I know there's great land out in North Carolina that black people owned. Black people own this land. Nobody else wanted it. It was like, nobody wants this shit. Black people went there and built town. Build a town. Build a life. Once they saw that it was value, got rid of them. Kicked them off the land. What was it? Kitty Hawk? I would look it up, but I don't want to risk the connection, Kira. There are these towns in North Carolina, or is it South Carolina? In South Carolina, I'm sorry, in South Carolina. Yeah, in South Carolina. Oh, Oceanfront. Oceanfront. Someone knows what I'm talking about. You guys know what I'm talking about? Anyway. These towns that are just amazing. They're just amazing towns. Oceanfront views. And then once it becomes valuable, as Kira stated, all of a sudden, now we'll take it. Good work you did. I like what you did. You really fixed the place up. There was a scene in The Wire that's similar to this. Bodie and his friends. Anybody watch The Wire? Any Wire fans? Give it up for the Wire heads in the house. One of my favorite miniseries was The Wire. So Actually, there wasn't many series. I'm sorry. One of my favorite series was The Wire. And Bodie had taken this corner. He's one of the stars of the show. Him and his little crew had an area of town where they were selling their wares, selling their drugs. And the big bag, the big guy, or the guy that was taking over, rising up. One day they rolled up on Bodie, and Bodie's on the block with his people. And I'll never forget, he looks at Bodie, he's walking around. He said, man, I like what you did with the place. It's, getting a lot of customers coming through. You really took this horrible piece of property and built it up, and this horrible corner made it something. Yeah, we'll take it off your hands now. And he tells them, if you don't leave, we'll kill you. Thanks for building it up, but now it's ours. And it's so gangster. Like, nothing he could do. And this is the criminal world, so it's not like he could go report it. But what people need to understand, the way America reacts, the way America has done business, it's criminal world too. I mean, it's not, I want people to know, it's not just in the treatment of black folks, the treatment of the Native Americans. Hell, in the treatment of poor white Americans. Dumping sludge. What's the white lady that did the thing with the water? They did a show with her. It was I follow her on Twitter. I can't remember her name, but she like uncovered where they were dumping these chemicals in the ground, and it was getting into the water, and her name was on the tip of my. And anyway, she was able to prove that this was causing cancer. Someone know her. Anyway, so they don't care. It's like America, the corporations, they have priority over human beings. Corporations having priority over human beings. That America takes advantage of poor white people, takes advantage of black people, takes advantage of Native Americans. You really think America, but people talk about we have an immigration, mass immigration. You don't really think that immigration is to benefit the immigrants. No. Nothing that we do as this superpower is done to actually help individuals. It's corporate interests or our government interests or the interests of investors or certain industries which will benefit the investors. Get what I'm saying? And that's what it is. And the sooner more people understand that, the more we can get to a collective, forming a collective in order to combat it. And if we don't do that, we got no shot. I'm going to go to the next call, man. Thank you. 240, you're live, 240. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hey, Tim. Nestor here. Yeah, I hope everything's good. Crazy world we live in. Yeah, I just wanted to speak on, how they supposedly, I think this week they approved, $12 billion more to be sent over there. And I think $400 million more was approved to buy, $800 million was approved to buy more weapons to be sent to Ukraine, which is, I think it was this week or at the end of last week. You can check me on that. But Biden, but the thing that really disappoints me out of everything is that no one who is supposedly on the left, that's elected, that's sitting representative, sitting senator, nobody took the opportunity of this situation to have some guts to say, hey, wait a minute, before we approve this $12 billion to be sent over there, how about we approve $12 billion for homelessness, to get people out, to get people somewhere, to get the homeless homes. You know what I'm saying? This money, where's this money coming from? This money is getting printed. and print it. It's coming out of magical money land. And the most disappointing thing is that no one on the left got the initiative to do something like this. And on top of that, they're all gun ho and supporting what's going on. You know, what does the Republicans, what does Biden, what does anybody need to give the left if the left is willing to just give everything for nothing? You know, they literally just all got on board with this Ukraine thing. And, you know, I thought we were supposed to be against people. You know, we were giving hell to some people on the left that were talking about, you know, getting together with the Boogaloo Boys and all that crap. And then these same people that were saying that, they went all the way and got together with the Nazis in Ukraine.
Who's
and
together
giving
with
them
the
money,
who's
sending
together
them.
with the Nazis? What are you talking about?
I mean, I'm talking about like some people, you know, like they're on YouTube, like, you know, like I don't want to say names because, you know, it's on your show. I don't want to
No,
put
it's
someone
okay.
in the
I
hot
want to know
seat.
what
But
you're
a lot of
talking about. It's okay.
Well, I'm talking about like yeah, okay, well,
One
okay,
person.
so 'cause I don't want to confuse nobody.
Okay.
Okay. So when this whole thing began, right? When this whole thing began, and they start talking about sending money over there and all that, because by now they've already sent like maybe $50 billion and some change. Okay, and our homelessness problem here in the United States, I think last time I checked, about $50 billion would help with the homeless problem here in the United States. And what I'm saying is that when this whole thing began, nobody there took the initiative to say, hey, wait a minute, we're going to help people on the other side of the world. Why don't we make a bill to help people here as well? And they didn't. No one even talked about that. No one even had the guts to say,
Who are you
wait, hold
saying
up,
is,
before we approve a
Nestor,
bill.
who are these people you keep saying are not talking about it? Who is no one?
The people that are elected in office, you know, like
okay.
like AOC, Bernie Sanders,
Oh, you're saying they should.
everybody.
Oh, you're
Supposed
saying that they need to go against America as far as the war.
What I'm saying is that when that war started, when this whole debacle started, and they started saying, "Oh, we're gonna send billions of dollars to Ukraine. We gotta go help them." Blah blah blah. They should have been like the left, the people that have power, that are in elected seats should have been. Wait, hold up. We can help these people over here, but hey, can we have some billions to deal with the homelessness here in the United States?
Okay,
First,
man.
can we make a bill? We can make two bills. You know what I'm saying? They could have. This was the opportunity to go for the throat of the United States
All right,
empire.
Nestor, man, stop living in fantasy land, brother. I appreciate it, though. I appreciate it, man. Come on, Nestor.
All right.
You waiting 15 minutes to say that, man? Come on, man. You know why? They'll destroy your ass. See, okay. I agree. We definitely should. Absolutely. I know you said homeless. I want reparations. I want them to cut the check. I want them to do something about the racial wealth gap in America. I think it's a travesty that 14% of the population is 50% of the homeless population that are black people. I think it's a travesty that we own less than 2% of the country that we built for free against our will. I think it's a fucking travesty. Whenever we talk about programs for black people, we got people saying you can't have programs just for black people. Oh, but black people can be barred from jobs because of our hair. Okay? We can have our towns taken by fuckers like in Mason that they're trying to do. But I agree, man. I understand what your point of view is. But what I'm saying is, if you speak against the war, it's a wrap. This system, man, there's a lot of things you could do in America, you could speak about. I don't think we should put it up against this war shit because, man, That's why I hate talking about war, because America is dead set on it. It's fucking dead set on it. It's 100 million things we should be doing. Let me be real. There's 50 things that we should be doing here. They're not doing there. But that's a drop in the bucket compared to Afghanistan. This is nothing compared to what we spent in Afghanistan. This is nothing compared to what we spent invading Iraq. You understand what I'm saying? This is nothing. And it's still $14 billion. And I get your point. I get your point. But bro, what you were saying, and you didn't want to name names. What people said, people were going against other people want to do with Boogaloo Boys. Fuck the Boogaloo Boys. It's still wrong, Johnson. You expect everybody to be like Tim Black and be like, I don't want a future. There are people, I'm trying to tell you, Johnson, speaking against the war is a career suicide. You don't get it. You watch this show and you hear me say these things, it's a wrap. You understand? Do you understand the gravity of criticizing the U.S. on war? It's like I don't know, whatever you do for a job, Nestor, go there tomorrow and go to the people at that job who own it, who pay you, who sign your paycheck, and be like, and can tell them whatever it is that they make money doing, that they should not do that it's horrible, and that they are scumbags. And then get on the bullhorn and tell all the other people there. Like, just say, if you work at, I don't know where you work, I don't even want to shit on you. Let's take you out. Let's say anybody. Let's say we worked at Walmart. And today we go to Walmart and we say, all these goods we got from China are slave sweatshops. Get the bullhorn and say it to every customer in there. All the employees are the customers. Well, after you do that, what happens? We know what will happen. You will be fired. That's what happens. That's what happens if you speak against the war machine. Anybody speaking against the war machine is either going to be on the right, where they could do it because they're going to have some type of connection to either the Russian TV or Russia or some other entity, or they're going to be so independent that they've worked with them to some extent. I mean, I'm telling you the truth about the landscape. What I'm telling you is the corporate, it's not left, the corporate media, will not allow you to have any. Whoa, bro. Corporate media will not allow you to have any ambivalence about war. In fact, listen carefully. You'll hear both the left, supposed left, they frame it as the left. You'll hear both the Democrats and Republicans on corporate, both agreeing. They're just differing on the extent of support we should give. They're just differing on the level of support. They have taken this and said, if you don't support Ukraine, you're not a patriot. There's such a stranglehold. This shit is so... I just don't want people to underestimate what we're talking about here. Even if you get people to say, I don't like this, I don't like that. I just don't want people framing it as like people are gung-ho. I don't think people are gung-ho, man. I don't think people are gung-ho about war. I don't think they're gung-ho about supporting Ukraine. I think they feel like they don't have a fucking choice, Johnson. I know you say they have a choice. I have a choice because I don't have it. I'm not stupid. I'm not delusional. You know what I'm saying? I know what this does to my future in broadcasting. I know what this means for me. Other people have not accepted it. But see, I don't think the outcome is going to be any different for me. There are people with dreams, Nestor. And they don't want to be poor all their lives. They don't want to be paycheck to paycheck. They want to actually succeed. In America, you cannot go against the corporate structure. You cannot go against them. You cannot go against the war machine and be successful in America. You just cannot, Johnson. And I think it's okay for us to be militant. It's okay for us to be revolutionary. Please understand what I'm saying. That's the honorable thing for us to do. It is. It's the right thing to do. But it's going to be lonely, brother. So don't call up and see, I'm with you to say we can criticize them, but don't go so far where you're like, you're gonna let other people off the hook for doing bad shit because those people are
90 seconds.
Because people are shutting up and going along with this. This is gonna happen with or without us. I hope this makes sense. This is going to happen with or without our participation. I am a dissenting voice because I'm independent and I have no aspirations to go on MSNBC or CNN or for my show to be picked up and syndicated. Do you understand? Am I making
60
sense?
seconds.
Whatever you do for a living, whatever that is. If you knew by doing whatever you're about to do, you would never get promoted, that you would never be able to excel, would you do that? I'm just asking. Because I don't know what people do for a living, but I don't know many people who do whatever they do are willing to say, I don't want to take my people on vacation. I don't want to move. I don't want to move up. I'm cool with not moving up. So I try to leave a little room for people because I know the price to pay. I'm willing to pay that price. That don't make me a saint. I'm doing what's right because it's what I believe. You know what I'm saying? And I'm in a position.
10 seconds.
I'm in a position to do it. Other people, this is a dog. When it comes, there's a lot of things, bro. Like if we decide if you're going to support Joe Biden or if you're going to support Bernie, you can do that. If you want to decide if you want to support critical race theory or something else, like that's fine. But America in war is different. I've seen great people like Phil Donahue lose their fucking careers for even questioning a war. Right now, there are Americans who had to leave the country because they talked ill about war. Snowden revealed about war, and where is he at? Where is he at? I don't think people take seriously the level of repercussions for this. There's repercussions for it. So I'm cool with, I'm going to keep standing tall. I'm going to keep calling it out. I'm not going to go along with it. You're not going to come on here tomorrow and I'm going, but hey, man, sometimes war is okay. I'm not going to do that. But that don't make me a saint, dog. I know what this machine does to people, and I know how it grinds people up into fine flour, okay, to dust. So let's not underestimate that. Let's not. That's all I'm saying. And it's still wrong to fuck with the Boogaloo Boys. It's still wrong to cater to the Proud Boys, okay, in my opinion. That's me. Just because somebody's like, sided with Zelensky. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do what they're doing. But don't let people off the hook for doing bad shit and just say, well, you know, since we're not holding everyone accountable for everything. We hold people accountable, but recognize that when it comes to war, and it's only about war, bro, this machine is unrelenting. That's all I'm saying. I'm going to go to the next call. I just want people to know. I didn't know that at first. I had to learn this. Because, you know, when you're dumb, when you're new, you'll say things, and you'll not realize you're signing your I don't know the way to put it. I don't know another way to put it. But there are very few things in this country you can do that will damage you to this extent. Like, If Don Lemon tomorrow woke up and said what I'm saying, they put him in a fucking straitjacket. He would have to say, I lost my mind, I'm now on pills. It's that bad, like, because they would ostracize him in every sector of his life. I want people to recognize that. I can support reparations, and that won't happen. There'll be people that be like, he's trouble. He's trouble. But war? Oh, God. To go against the war machine adamantly, they will get rid of your ass. That's all I'm saying. Hell, it's worse than Russia. I heard that this, but I don't want to repeat it because I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it's true. All right, we'll go next call, guys. Hope that makes sense. I hope it inspires someone to call up as well. 423. 423, you're live. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hey, Black, it's Consuela, a.k.a. Lala. Right.
What's up, sister?
Hey, listen. I just need to say a couple things to you. I looked up reparations in my town, right? I'm from Georgia. I live in Georgia. I'm not from Georgia. I'm a Yankee. But when I looked it up, guess who it pulled up? Warnock. And we all know that Sheila Jackson is a warrior. Warnock is not even about that life. Pulling on. Ain't nobody. And when I say there's nobody coming for it like you, I'm going to tell you this. Ain't nobody going to get my cornbread. Ain't nobody can take my cornbread. You hear me?
I hear you.
Anyway, it's hard to keep up with you, Black. I mean, like, you say exactly what I'm thinking. You say exactly what I'm thinking. Shout out to your commentaries because, oh my gosh, the context matters. Man, these people be on it. Sophia, like everybody be on it. Because I be like looking at it. I be looking at the feed and I be looking at what you say. I can't even worry. You know?
Yes.
Therefore, I find myself figuring it out. Find myself figuring it out. But you've been contemplated it. You've been contemplated it. You've been said it. You've been done did it all, and this is I just can't help myself. I love you, bruh.
I love you, sister.
I love you, bruh.
I love you back, man.
All right.
All right, sister. Give it up for my caller,
I just wanted to get in the queue. Cool.
You got it, babe. Thank you so much for it. I appreciate you. Consuela. And you're right. Tamara Johnson Shirley is her name, and I've had her on the show. She's going to come back on the show. Her and Marcel Dixon. Marcel for Congress. They're both running. And you're right. Warnock is not about that life. And they're going to be back on the show because they're going into the home stretch. And we got to support those folks. Consuela, I hope you understand what I was saying about war. America. I'm telling you, man. Don't get me wrong, guys. I support peace. I'm against invasions. And I want my people to stand up. I do. Well, my people have to be a little bit quiet about it. I just want you to know they would destroy them if they said something. That's all I want you to know. I know it's not optimal. I'm not saying it's okay. But I mean, guys, I'm just letting you know. I didn't know it was this bad. It's whatever you think about how bad it is, multiply that by about 10 when it comes to war. Like there's not another issue, man, that you could call out that will just ruin your shit. I'm just being honest, dog. There is nothing else. You could disagree about immigration. You could disagree about reparations. You could disagree about a lot of shit. But the war angle, they take people's careers for that. They take livelihoods. They destroy you totally. I know people that don't live in America right now because of it. Okay? And it's not because they choose it. They fled because of their opinions on the war was so counter. It became unpleasant. You understand what I'm saying? Hope that's enough information. I'm going to move on, man. I just don't want people going, oh, Tim's being this or he's being that, and not listening to what I'm trying to tell you. This is a platform that I don't get to say everything. Some things you have to say a certain way. Okay? Hope people can read between the lines and not form adverse opinions about me because I'm trying to tell you. How serious America takes this shit. And that we're on the verge of fascism when it comes to this. Like if you don't think we're fascists or we're on the doorstep of it, start questioning war. For instance, the so-called Democrats, not so-called, they are Democrats. They hated everything that Trump did except what? Except one thing. What's the one thing that Trump did that they were okay with? And who are these mother... Now, don't just delete them, ban them, David. Ban these mofos. Oh, you already did. My bad. Gotta get rid of these people that's doing this bullshit. Get rid of them. Okay, that's it. We got trolls in here. Can't tell another country what not to do. I don't know what this guy's talking about. But yeah, yeah. I'm just saying, it's bad, man. I didn't know it was this bad. I did not know it was this bad. It is horrible, Johnson. It is horrible. This shit is worse. It's way worse than I ever imagined. I thought we could all have opinions about stuff, and that's okay, and everyone's entitled to their opinion, and we ain't got to go and everyone's just being cowards, and it's deeper than that. I used to think that way. A couple years ago, I thought that way. Then I figured it out. They'll take everything from you. They'll take it all, Johnson. You'll lose all your friends. They'll take everything from you, and that's it. And can't say it won't happen to them. It will. It will happen to them. Let's go to comments, y'all. Let's go to comments. Viewer activity. What happened to this? How did I lose my people? How did I lose that? They didn't get me, did they? Let's see. I don't know what happened to my... Something happened. Oh, that's me. I done had a damn thing click. But I can have it this way. Tony D. Tony D says cultural issues are more than just issues when they affect the lives of people from marginalized communities. That's true. That's true. They matter. Cultural issues do matter. But it's the right to be yourself. You know? Everyone should have the right to be themselves. Rhonda Smith in the house. Keep digging knowledge, dropping knowledge, bro. Have a great weekend. You have a great weekend too, Robin. Oh, Rhonda. Rhonda Smith. Thank you, Rhonda. Thank you, Consuela. Thank you, Tony D. Bon Ivers. Thank you. Black women have the most beautiful hair in the world. Hair discrimination is sad. It makes no sense. Yeah, it's racist, man. It's racism. Consuelo, thank you again. Keith Watson. He already got me, already got him. Yes. I wish it was different, Johnsons. So I hope I'm clear, man. I don't want people to misunderstand my point of view. Should people be brave? I hope so. But I don't want to even want to make it seem like I'm just like the only person. There's other people that are brave too. But I don't want to get all that credit, man. If I was 30 and I had dreams, you know what I'm saying? If I was 30 years old and I had dreams, or if I was 40 and I had a new family, I had a family in a house, and I was already in the business, you're asking people to lose their house. Now, it's one thing to say they should do it. It's another thing for them to do that. Okay? I mean, everyone not built like that. I just want to keep it 100. That's all. I'm going to keep it 100 with you. America's built off doing this. That's all I'm saying. Are people really recognizing what America is? Do you accept who America is in the world? Are you truly accepting who they are and what we do? 25 invasions. America has invaded 25 countries at least. I looked at a list of it. This is what we do, Johnson. This is our business model. It's like to tell America to start making pizzas and we Pizza Hut. It's like being McDonald's and saying McDonald's needs to stop making hamburgers. No more fries and burgers. I don't think we have a clear understanding of who America is, man. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying, that's what I'm saying. I don't think people are looking at America for what America really is. Yo, are we really looking at America for what it is? Or we see America for what we want it to be, and we're being idealistic about what America is? Yo, look, I know one thing. If I was an Afghani, if I was an Iranian, or if I was an Iraqi, or if I was I'm trying to think of some African countries. Name some African countries that were Bobby Johnson. You're a Muslim, but in Africa. What's some of the African countries? Libya. Thank you, Nestor. That's what I'm saying, Nestor. You know what I'm saying, Nestor? Like, we know what America's business is. Yo, that's really America's business. Yo, it's like going up to Al Pacino. It's like going up to JFK and saying, stop selling that moonshine. Yo, that's what I'm saying. It's like going to the mafia in the height of the mafia, Italian mafia, and saying, hey, stop selling booze. Stop selling. What are you doing selling booze? That's all I'm saying. I don't think we have a clear. We can talk about anything else. And it's a debate. And people are going to get mad at you. They may say you bad for business. They may say you don't get it. But when it comes to this, yo. Now, it's one thing to not rock the boat so much. It's another thing to lead the charge. Okay? So, Nestor, I love you, bro. And I agree with you. I'm just saying about the criticism. Right? And how hard you criticize them. It's one thing to be a promoter of it. To be one of the lead, like, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, yeah, I said enough, man. I think y'all get it. I think everyone gets what I'm saying. If you disagree, maybe you can disagree, but at least know where I'm coming from. I'm not supporting it. I don't support it. I don't support selling arms to Saudi Arabia. I don't support this. I don't support the ousting and the regime change wars. I don't support any of that shit, man. But I also realize that's our business. That's what America does. That's why America is America. And when you stand up against that, they coming for you. Maybe not you personally. But so I had to start looking at this. I had to start looking at things a little bit differently, man. Because I kept on turning around, Ken. Ken, there, what's up, man? Thank you, Ken. On some issues, I'd be like, why are other people saying this? You know what I'm saying, guys? After a while, after I got off my high horse, right? After you step down off your high horse a little bit, you look around, and you know, it gets dark. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. Everybody else in the house is asleep. It's just me and by myself. I'm the only one up. I'm in the basement. I'm doing editing. And I'm like, why am I the only one saying this? I'm the only good person here. I'm the only upstanding voice on this. Why? Is it because nobody else has ethics? Is it because nobody else cares? Am I really the only progressive person, like in the left, that's not Marcus, that's not this person, that person, that believes in reparations? Really? Or is it that the machine is so punitive to dissenting voices? Huh? Like at some point I had to say, hold on, man. Tim, you are not touched by an angel. You are not the only person who feels this way. Yeah, it takes a level of humility and a level of clarity to start seeing, like, hold on, man. Like, it's a reason why nobody wants that front seat on the roller, or, you know. like, you know, you walk in, no one's sitting in this seat. You're like, why nobody sitting in this seat, you know? Perfectly good seat to me. It's like a good seat. Why no one sit in this booth? You sit in the booth, you sit in that seat, and it's rickety, it's like uneven, the table's wobbly. You know what I'm saying? The chair's shaking. Oh, that's why nobody. Okay, perfect example. Back when I had hair, you go to the barbershop, guys. Come on now. Brothers, I don't know how it is for white people, but black folks, we go to barbershop. The first chair. The first chair. There's 3 barbers in there, and 2 of the barbers have 10 people waiting apiece. The first chair guy, he just standing behind his chair like this. Cleaning his clippers, keep doing like this. Ain't no hair falling out of him, because he ain't cut no hair. He just, you're like, hey man, big man, how many people you got? 10. Damn. 10? Other chair. Slim, how many people you got? I got about 9 people, man. Damn, 9. That first chair guy sitting right there. Taking off his chair and shit. You can't be that bad. If he sucked, he wouldn't be here, right? So you get in the chair. No. Dog, he's the first chair. He ain't got no customers for a reason. It's not your lucky day. You ain't smarter than everyone else. He sucks. And now your hairline like this. You know, push your hairline all the way back into next week. You about to have to cut a ball. You have to get a ball haircut. Cut all your hair off. Shave your whole damn head after messing with the first chair guy. And look, all the barbers looking at you like. So that's how I came to that. I came to the realization over time. Because there was too many issues. That every once in a while I run into an issue. And I feel like I'm one of the only people talking about it. And it's because some things are third rails. and there's a price to pay. Okay? And it doesn't mean people are horrible people all the time. You know, I used to be like that. These are horrible people. These people are sellouts. These people, I had a show called No Sellouts. It's not always that way. You know, it's not always that way. Sometimes they make the penalty so high that people are just, they don't want to tell. No snitching. You know what I'm saying? They like, no snitching, dog. No snitching. Did you see something? Nah, I ain't see nothing. You ain't see what happened? Nah, man. I wasn't even standing here. But you was standing here. Nah, man. Nope. So I want my brother Nestor to know I appreciate it, man. I know what he means. I know what he means. And I'm sorry, bro. Because I get it, man. I don't want to feel like I'm apologizing for him. I'm not. I'm not saying give him money. I'm not saying support him. I'm just saying what I learned. Cynthia McKinney. Ajamu Baraka. I rest my case. I'm sorry, Johnson. All right. Is that all? Is that everybody, man? Look, guys. I'm missing you guys. What am I missing? See, you guys get to have fun. You know what I'm saying? You guys get to have a good time in the comment section. So look, I'm gonna start having people come on the show. I need to start doing the show with people. You understand what I'm saying? I can't keep doing this by myself. So certain segments, I'm gonna have people come on the show. It's gonna be Tim Black and somebody with me. So we're gonna try a couple people, man. A couple people coming on. Because we're gonna try something different, man. We gotta reinvent the show, refresh the show. We gotta try stuff. Try stuff. So anyway. Listen to this. Shogun said back in the day they used to go after white people that treated black people decently. There it is. I talked about it, Shogun. They would tar and feather a white person for defending black people. Yep. It's real talk. And you know what they did to the black people that defended black people? So I don't know if we need to discuss that or we want to all be depressed for the weekend. I think we've been there enough. Can we end the Friday show? Can I not get into torture and disembowelment, and can we not end the show on this note? You know what I'm saying? Can we not? So it's complex. Look, I could paint some people paint themselves as holier than thou. I don't want to do that. I see some other people go, I'm the only one that called out this. I'm the only one that called out that. Puh. Okay. But you work with these people. Okay, call out this. Nope. Well, you were the only one calling out that. Call out this. Nope. Because see, this is what people need to know. Those people don't call out other shit. See, I peep game. There'll be things they call out because they can. But other shit they won't call out because they can't. So one of the things we pride ourselves on here is we call out everything. That's what makes this show different. It's also why it's kind of stalled. Because people don't like hearing stuff being called out on both sides. They say they do. Most people do not. Because they really don't want that. America's so good at dividing us up into two groups that when you say, hey, I'm going to call it straight, so many people are in either group, they get offended. And if you're getting funding and opportunities, you're going to shut the hell up. You ain't going to go after the group you're getting funding and opportunities from. You start building an audience that's on the right, you're going to be calling out right-wing shit that much. You can say you will. Come on, man. Come on, man. Let's keep it 100. Keep it 100. Yeah, they may not be an employee, but if 90%, 80%, 70% of their audience is right-wing conservative, guess what they're not going to be talking a lot about? Racism, things that impact marginalized communities, protesting. They start talking about cancel culture. Why do you think they talk about that shit? People have lost their jobs forever. It's always been a thing. It ain't even new. It was called political correctness. It was in the 80s. Bill Maher built his career talking about political correctness. It's just a way to put money in your pocket. It's a culture war thing that makes people get paid in media. If 70% of your audience is centrist or MSNBC people, guess what you're not going to be doing? You're not going to be calling them out. You're not going to shit on Biden for his $2,000 stimulus promise when he ends up giving you $1,400. Or maybe occasionally you take a little dig at him, but at the end of the day, you still side with him. I see them. That's because they have to. Or, I see them, man. I'm not saying I condone it. I'm just saying what reality is. Everybody's not going to be crazy. Everybody's not, and it's crazy to go against everybody. If you go after both sides, you got no friends. Enough. That's it. Big shout out to Mason, Tennessee. Shout out to them. Support the Crown Act. I support the Crown Act. What else? And if we can spend money abroad, we should be able to spend money on us domestically. I agree with Nestor. We need to spend money domestically. If we could blow up the Middle East, we should be able to put people in homes. We should not have all these people unhoused. And that shouldn't even have to, we shouldn't blow up the Middle East because we shouldn't blow up the Middle East. We should have all these children living under the poverty line. Period. It shouldn't even be a trade. This shouldn't even be. All right, guys. I got nothing but love for you. Have a great weekend, guys. I appreciate you. I do. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate all my callers. Much respect to you. Hope you have a great weekend. Hope you be safe. Thank you. If you enjoy the show, if you find it useful, valuable, interesting, become a member of the Tim Black Wolfpack by going to jointimblack.com. Also, get our podcast at timblackpause.com. We're doing really well on the podcast. We're in the top 5 to 10% of all podcasts in the country. And I haven't had one notable guest or any guest at all on the podcast. That's right. Based on the number of downloads per podcast, I'm in the top 5 to 10% of all podcasts, not all political podcasts, all podcasts in general. Because most podcasts, people don't listen. I was like, what? It's been over 6 months now. So what a Thank you for sharing it. Thank you for listening to it. We're doing good work. So pause with Tim Black, the Tim Black Show, and Freedom Tuesdays, True Tuesdays, Freedom Fridays, Pause Show. We're doing it, man. We're killing it. I got love for you. Have a great weekend. Remember, don't let nobody take your cornbread. That's your cornbread. All right? Cut the check. Cut the check, Johnson. And everybody should be respected for who they are. And the hair that grows out of your hair is beautiful. Don't you let nobody tell you different, lady. You know how many times I worried about my son because he has locks? How the police see him? Or how the police may see him? And even if we pass this bill in the Senate and it becomes a law, it ain't going to change how a police officer feels when he sees a black man with locks. Wolfpack. A lot of times I'm watching like news, or when I'm watching shows in general, they're written by white people. Even when the talent's black, the writers are white. Even when the writers are black and the talent's black, the owners are white. And even when the talent is black and the story is black, the subject matter is black, bleeding, black, black, black. For some strange reason, the most vocal writer is white. And I mean very, very white. And even when the writers are black and the talent is black and the owners are black, those three entities are worried about what white people are gonna say. So, you never really get to hear black people express themselves freely. Really free. And I said, damn, man. TV been lying to me all this time. So the point is, they lie to us too. Not just to us, about us, they lie to us about white people. And white people, they lie to you about black people. And they lie to all of us through the use of Hollywood, through the use of stories, and just plain old fibbery. Okay? So that's all it is. Reason why I tell you, the Tim Black Pause Show, Pause with Tim Black, is where we get to be really black. That's because we don't have to cater to white execs. We don't have to get the approval of white managers and directors. No. We don't have to appease white people. We do it ourselves. Because they don't own it. They don't fucking own it. They don't want you to hear the truth. Get the realest black podcast. Go to timblackpause.com.
Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Don't be fooled by corporate media talking heads misleading the people. Get your news and information from an entity that keeps it real. Tim Black. Tim Black is the host of The Tim Black Show. Independent news that leaves you informed, inspired, and sometimes entertained, but always in the know. Go to timblacktv.com and sign up today. The Tim Black Show is news for people who can't stand the news. See you there.
Let me ask you something. Do they know us? When I say they, I mean the talking heads on cable news. Do they know you? I mean, they talk about the world as if it's a sport. They play political games, report on our pain, rack our brain to feed the stock exchange, but do they know us? Do they know what we care about? Nope. They're too far away. They can't see us. They can't feel us. They can't relate to us. See, when you want to know what's going on in your world, trust someone who lives in your world. Subscribe.
Most news shows are suspect. They don't focus on Black issues, and when they do, it's all fluff. How does that help your life? How does that help your family? How does that help the culture? They don't. The Tim Black Show is different. Tim Black gives you news for people who can't stand the news. Real, authentic, researched, entertaining, on point. Don't let nobody take your cornbread. Visit www.timblacktv.com today. Get Black breaking news, politics, culture from someone you can trust. TimBlackTV.com. Join us today.